Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch on this 03.19.2023. Current time is 0844. No, actually 0845 here in upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of upstate New York where I live and reside on this Sunday morning. We are continuing with our weekend. Been up for a few hours, and I decided, what the hell? I'll go ahead and come up here on the Twitch and do a Sunday morning coffee Twitch broadcast. And but I'm Rich Roberts here on Twitch, Fireman Rich at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter as well. And we do have the morning coffee right here. Yes, sirree, right here. Yeah. Let me get the turtle in. Here we go. And we got 330. You can see I'm using EV Mux. Let's see, it's 330. That's my screenshot, unless I get a better one. But I do have the morning coffee. It's my second cup, I believe. And it's tasting mighty fine. And but we're getting our Sunday going. I did send an invite. I'm on. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Am I going the right way? I'm on EV, powered by EV Mux. So right there, you can see EV Mux. Let's get the finger back down here a little bit. There we go, EV Mux. And it's like Restream, StreamYards. I like using it. It had a new feature I seen. It has up on the top, you can go into studio mode. So that's similar to what you can do on OBS. I could bring OBS in here and I could use OBS features in it. I'm directly going from EV Mux into Twitch right now. And what is my... And look at that, my setting is 1080p. I'm running at 1080p right here. Wow. And I'm thinking when you broadcast over on Rumble, that's at 1080p also. And just to let you know, I am over there on Rumble. There is my Rumble handle, Fireman Rich again. All right, there we go. And I've been over there for a while. But this is great that we're at 1080p, you know, as far as it's pretty clear and all that. Family members are getting up. They've been up as far as that goes. And what did I do? I hit something there? So we are getting our day started. We had a good day yesterday. Plan on it's a little bit colder today than it was yesterday. The wind was blowing yesterday, or it was blowing currently now. Yeah, I see the trees moving around. We got a little dusting of snow last night. But last night was pretty decent as far as that goes. I was able to get my little 20-watt solar panel out that topped off. You can sit there. Okay, okay. As far as charging up the what can I say, the 125 amp deep cell battery that I have. So I'm not sure. I have the panel still set up on the back. It's just a small panel, like a big, that I can scoot the cable out the window, and I don't have to bring in the two. I've got two sets of 45 watt. They're 3 panels each, but they're pretty big on their brackets and stuff like that. And that's a little bit more. They're stored in the garage, but this one's stored out in the back room. And we were able to top it off using one of the newer charge controllers that I got that I thought was broken, but is now working and stuff like that. Then we were on, we broadcast yesterday on Kick, and Kick was, let me see, had some people in the chat. I think I had a bot, but we did have some people in the chat as far as that goes. And let me check. There's a picture on my Twitter feed at Fireman Rich, and yeah, that was yesterday. And I was looking at still waiting for the app. I'm not much a user of the app. I don't even use a Twitch app. I like using the Twitch app I'm using right now. My LG Stylo 4 Android track phone. I am using uh, the app as a well. I got the chat up, so I know the chat is there because I just have the monitor. This is, I guess, my broadcast. The main PC box is just strictly dedicated to the broadcast, and I got my Surface 3 here to do all the other side peripheral things. And then I always bring up the stream manager on my phone, so I've got three things working here as far as that goes. Uh, but I was after the Kick broadcast. Kick is pretty decent. It's broadcasting at 720p. It works real good. I've never had an issue with it, and and I'm still new on it. I think that was my third broadcast over on Kick, so I'll be using it like a weekend thing, just like I'm using eMux here on Twitch, and I'll still be using Restream as far as that goes. I just wanted to use the eVMux because I haven't used it in a while, and probably next week I'll do Restream. Usually I'll do a gaming on a Sunday. I did gaming last Sunday, I think. I might still do a gaming this afternoon to see what happens, but I wanted to get a broadcast in nonetheless as far as that goes. So currently here on the southern tier of upstate New York, we have 24 degrees Fahrenheit, and that equates to negative 4 degrees centigrade. So it's cold out there. Me and the missus were talking about going for a walk, and then I saw how well you could see right there. That's the bushes moving with the wind as far as it's windy out there. So that wind chill factor is going down. Is the wind is affecting the wind chill factor as far as that goes. Um, so we got cloudy with snow shower. Nah, we had a dusting. It'll probably be melted today, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Just a dusting of snow, nothing really heavy or anything like that. Cloud with snow showers, mainly during the morning. High around 35 degrees, which if the wind keeps on blowing, it's going to be 30 or below, I think, right now. Let's see. Winds out of the west by northwest at 15 to 25 miles an hour. That's above normal. So there we have the wind chill factor coming out of the west northwest. So that's over the lake area, coming out of the lake area. Chance of snow 50%. High wind gusts possible. Uh, the sun rose this morning at 7:12 a.m., which is almost a couple hours ago, an hour and 45 minutes or something like that. But here's a kicker. The sunset will be at 7:16. That's 4 minutes ahead. We have 4 extra minutes. And tomorrow is the first day of spring, though if you go by the road, the Puxatana Phil, the groundhog there in Pennsylvania, he said 6 more weeks, and that 6 weeks puts it out to the 16th. I think he's wrong because this morning I was looking out the kitchen window at the end of the side driveway. I saw a robin for the first time this year. Spring is here. Spring is here as far as I'm concerned. It may be a little cold or whatever, but we're working on the tail ends of our last 2 weeks of March here. So and then we'll be into April. And so spring will be here. Baseball will be here. I guess baseball starts the 31st of this month as far as that goes. But I did see my first robin. So that's pretty huge as far as that goes. So let's see, we got cloudy 15. Yeah, it's going to stay in it'll stay in the 20s. We're in the teens, right? Oh, feels like. Okay, that's feels like. So let's see. We may hit the 30s. We may top over 30, but this wind. Oh, okay, maybe 34, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock on the graph here and stuff. We'll see how that goes, and such. And let's see. Just after I started this broadcast, I did invite an individual. Hopefully, he may show up. I don't know. He's taking a shot. That's why if I'm going to use this platform, I'm going to be bringing somebody up as far as that goes. So I do have an invite to somebody. Hopefully he will show. If he doesn't, that's not. It's a good friend, an old friend, old online friend that I haven't talked to in a while, but I know he's doing all right. But I thought it'd be neat if he was available to talk to us. Let's see, tomorrow. Oh, look at this. Tomorrow is going to be 51 degrees, sunny for the first day of spring. That's fantastic. And then we got 50s, 50s, 60s this Thursday, and then it drops down into the 40s, 50s. Spring is here. After today, spring is here. The temperatures are indicating that as far as that goes. The temperatures are way above freezing there as far as that goes. So I do have a quote from an individual for our thought for the day, and I use him quite often. That's Mr. Mark Twain, who was an American writer. Mark Twain's final resting spot is right down the road there in Elmira. How long do you think it takes to get? About 20 minutes?
20, 30 minutes.
20, 30 minutes. And I've yet to go there. I plan on this year, hopefully this summer at least, to do a broadcast from his, let's see, when's his birthday? He was born, November. Well, we could still get it on November. He was born on November 30th. 1835. But Mark Twain's final resting spot is in Elmira, New York. But he has our quote. He's one of my favorite authors. He's not my favorite now. That was a question that came up a couple last week here during the Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I broadcast Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on Twitch. Regular schedule, I guess. And that was brought up. Who's my favorite? My favorite broadcaster, or my favorite broadcaster, my favorite author is J.R.R. Tolkien. I really love his works. Mark Twain is probably my second best. It's not just because I'm near where he finally he has some great works as far as that goes, and he has some great quotes. So, but Mark Twain, Samuel Langhorne Clemens, known by his pen name Mark Twain, was an American writer, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer. He was praised for the greatest humor the United States has produced, and his title mostly in the literary world. He's the father of American literature, as far as that goes. He has that nickname, but he's an American writer. I would have loved to meet him. He would have been one of the, right behind J.R.R. Tolkien. Well, Abraham Lincoln, J.R.R. Tolkien, Mark Twain. Those are the top three right there, I could say, if I had a chance to talk to him. Right after that would be Gandhi and Sister Teresa, as far as my top five people.
I think she's Mother Teresa.
Huh?
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa, I'm sorry. What did I say?
Sister.
Oh, Mother Teresa. Yeah, she was a sister at one time, probably, when she.
Yeah.
But Mother Teresa, as far as that goes. Thank you. Let's see. So the quote for our thought for the day goes as follows: "The worst loneliness is not to be." Let's see. The worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. Which, sometimes it's good to be comfortable to yourself, but sometimes you need that little edge as far as that goes. I think that's what Mark Twain's take on that is: the worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. Pretty much, if you're comfortable with yourself, then you're not doing anything. Well, it's different opinions and stuff like that. So, but I think it's just the fact that the worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. You should be striving to do more stuff, I guess. It's good to sit back and be comfortable with yourself, I guess. But to be too comfortable with yourself, that's when, I don't know, maybe that's where we get the people that are pretty ate up on themselves and stuff like that. They're over comfortable with themselves and stuff. I think it's a matter of, you don't want to be comfortable because we all have room for improvement. Maybe that's the takeaway. I like that better. That's because, the worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. A quote from Mark Twain in our thought for the day. So he's probably saying we should strive a little bit more, if we just become comfortable with this, I'll try and work harder, and then you're going to be comfortable with yourself eventually. So, so I think it's just a fact of don't be complacent, okay? Because some people are comfortable with themselves and they're complacent, and I've seen that most recently here in the work environment there of individuals being complacent with their work. They feel comfortable where they're at, and they feel, oh, the same old routine, and it's like, no. Then all of a sudden something happens and they're not really ready for it. So you can't really be comfortable that, okay, everything's going to be all right. No, anything can happen. I think that might be another way of saying what he was looking at, because he was uh, he did live through a particular time here in American history, the United States history, as far as the Civil War. So as far as people getting comfortable with what they want, I said, no, that's not right. We shouldn't be doing that. So maybe it's along those lines as far as that goes. He was trying to say. So let's see. Um, we do have a national day today. A national. Well, they call them national. It's not a holiday. They say they're. But what day is it? Let's see. Our national day calendar here. Today is Sunday, March 19th. 2023. It's the 78th day, the 11th week of the year. And let's see, we have National Poultry Day. If you get like chicken. National Certified Nurse Day. National Backyard Day. National Let's Laugh Day. That's good. But here's the best one. I like this one. National Chocolate Caramel Day. That's a good one. Yeah, I heard a woo from the peanut gallery. That's the missus. She's in the living room as far as that goes. National Chocolate Caramel. Should we go with that one? Okay. Um, National Chocolate Caramel Day. A great combination is celebrated each year on National Chocolate Caramel Day. Hashtag Chocolate Caramel Day. On March 19th, enjoy chocolate and caramel in your favorite candy bar. And the one that comes to mind to me is the Three Musketeer bar. But your favorite candy bar, ice cream, or dessert, it will put a smile on most people's faces. Yeah, that sugar will. The combination is also invokes some craving for chocolate caramel coffee. Ooh, that sounds good. Milkshakes or just about any treat with the hard to resist combination. While Milton Hershey received a lot of credit for making chocolate caramel popular, he did make his living. He did make his living making caramels first. Recipes for chocolate caramels exist as early as 1880s. At about the same time the first mass production chocolate became available, and then that was through Milton Hershey's. There's a good piece, The Food That Made American Great, on History Channel, and they give a bio of Milton Hershey and the Hershey Chocolate Factory, along with other things that were going on with the candy and stuff like that. Very, very well. Um, it was in 1893, the world's Columbia Expose came to Chicago. Hershey's fascination with an exhibit featured a machine for the production of German chocolate became apparent. So fascinated, in fact, he purchased the equipment. Soon he was producing chocolate bars, many of which included his company's beckoning ingredients of caramel. Chocolate and caramel make a sweet pair. It explains why we find them coupled together in so many recipes. Delicious cakes, bars, brownies, fudge, and cookies get the chocolate caramel treatment. Who wouldn't want to celebrate this heavenly confectionist combination? So, and they got a list of how to celebrate. I'd say just buy some chocolate caramels and eat them, or as far as that goes. Um, just as an update, Tuesdays and Thursdays I do an audio podcast, and it's now known as what is it known as? It's on. I use the app Spotify for podcasters, which used to be the former Anchor app, and We'll be doing the what is that called? The new title for the broadcast. It's no longer the Anchor Morning Audio. It's going to be the Fireman Rich audio podcast, Morning Coffee for, in this case, Tuesdays the 21st will be 03.23.2023. Just to give that, just follow my Twitter feed at Fireman Rich. You'll see the link as far as that goes. And but I'm getting used to calling it that. It's an audio podcast on my Fireman Rich audio podcast profile page on Spotify for podcasters, the former Anchor webpage, because Spotify bought Anchor. And I'm going to continue enjoying using that platform to produce audio, and because it's where I got started doing all this type of broadcasts. It was basically gave me my foundation and my the bedrock of broadcasting that I do now here on this internet, using Twitch, using Rumble, using Kick now. All three good platforms. There's Twitter Live is still good. You got, if you're live, I do the audio podcast, but I think doing live stream is probably a notch better, more personal as far as because you see me. And so I know there's people that use the Twitter Spaces. There's some people I know that use Twitter Spaces, and they used to be on a previous streaming platform that I used to be on that's no more, went defunct, and was a good broadcaster. They were good broadcasters, but now they're on Twitter Spaces. It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, you can bring people in, you have a conversation, but you still have a program like EV very simple. I'm not even on Twitter or Twitch. I can broadcast into either right now I'm broadcasting into Twitch. I can broadcast if I wanted to into the free version. You can broadcast too, so I could broadcast into Twitter Live if I wanted to, or YouTube and Twitch. So it's one of those things that it just amazes me as much work that was done by some individuals on the previous platform that we were on, which was a matter of discussion from this Twitter Spaces I was listening to, and I'm just like shaking my head. And the thing is, in this Twitter Spaces, they're talking about the same crap that they used to talk about. They're just reminiscing and stuff. And you got to move forward. You have to move forward as a broadcaster, or else you just if you just stay in talking about the same old stuff. I'm very thankful that I have associations with some good friends here online that are broadcasters, and there's one that's a podcaster that he's a good friend that I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out here. And the first one is Tony D. Tony D is doing it up. He has moved forward, and he is a great entity. And I think I think yesterday he was in this Twitter Spaces with the individual that hosted the Twitter Spaces, and I think the individual is in a verge of coattailing off of other broadcasters, because he kept on saying, "Oh, we need to do a show. We need to." No, Tony's already doing the show. The individual that was in the Twitter Spaces needs to go ahead and do their own show live streaming. Okay, but Tony D is a great broadcaster, good broadcaster. I talked with him. We were on here last weekend, I think, and another gentleman right behind him that we both know. Tony's from New York. He's from down the city, and Ted Hicks, he's out in Long Island, New York. Fellow New Yorkers, Ted Hicks. I'm always like to give Tony D and Ted Hicks the shout outs as far as that goes. It's always great to give them shout outs. And one of the great broadcasters, and this guy was mentioned in that Twitter Spaces, Randy W. Horton, that this individual that's hosting the Twitter Spaces saying, yeah, we always get great numbers. The individual's just still searching for those big numbers. And he was another one. He was one that was shirt-tailing off of not only Tony now trying to, but Randy W. Horton. If Randy W. Horton is in my broadcast, I'm very thankful. Very thankful because he's a great entity. I could care less what numbers he brings. I think of him as a great broadcaster because he has a great sense of what's going on. There's probably some things I don't agree with him, but to say, oh yeah, when myself and Randy W. Horton get together, we have great numbers and all that, and who gives a flying crap about numbers? They're going to come. But when you're constantly mentioning about the numbers of a broadcast, you know, it becomes apparent. It sounds like a broken record. Oh, that's what we used to do on the previous platform. And like I said, I'm just airing this out because the whole time I'm listening to this Twitter space, I'm shaking my head. It's like this individual has not changed. Again, I'm going to be respectful and not mention the individual's name because it's not worth it. I did say I knew a podcaster, Ed Waters, at Free Circle 3, a great guy. He's very supportive for me, and I'm very supportive to him on his podcasting. He is the person that's got me saying that yes, I am a podcaster. So Ed, you wore me down as far as it goes. He hosts Dead America. He's a podcaster up there in Oregon, the state of Oregon, and we wish him and his family well as far as that goes. And a great guy. And like I said, the other individual on Twitter Spaces, the person had a good following, and the numbers came. He didn't have to talk about the numbers, but and I said that, and I made mention many times to Tony, that this individual could be pretty good here, but went to TikTok and just seeing the individual popping up on Twitter Spaces, and the reason I'm not saying this individual's name, he didn't mention me with squat the whole time I was re-listening to this Twitter Spaces. Mentioned all these other people, and I thought that was so I'm a little miffed by that. Could care less. I just say it. I can air it right here, but I'll do the due process. I won't mention the individual's name, but I know there's some individuals that will be watching that were on the previous platform know who I'm talking about. That individual could be a very good broadcaster using this format on Twitch, YouTube. Even suggested, I think, to Tony, let's get together once a week and talk about football. Tony's already doing the football. I think this individual's seen how successful Tony is talking about football that he wants to horn in and shirt tail again. Create your own show, create your own broadcast, and then you can join other people. But it just excuse me. I'm sorry, Jack. Oh, Jack is back there. He doesn't like it when I cough. So I'm just sort of airing some cobwebs here of listening to that broadcast. Let me get some water here. Stand by. And that's the thing about being a broadcaster. You don't have to be perfect. I'm not a perfect broadcaster. I'm just up here sitting here talking to you all. Very appreciative for those that are watching currently, and very appreciative of those that are watching on the replay. I can't ask for more. So that's just my take. Again, there's some things we listen to on this thing called the internet, and yes, yesterday I listened to something that's just shaking my head. It's like, really? It sounded like the old platform without the video and stuff, but you have to move forward. You can always look back. You can look back and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it's the same crap, and there was another individual in that broadcast that was sort of very coarse towards Tony, and is always coarse. I think the individual always thinks. I think the individual thinks that they're always correct, which is fine. That's a vote of confidence and stuff like that. But the individual talks about bully, and I think, after listening to that Twitch broadcast, I'm thinking the individual should look in a mirror, because the individual sounded like a bully a lot of times. Drops some words that I know it's all right where you live at and all that, but sometimes a little bit is too much, and it's an individual that uh, it just an individual I wouldn't want in my broadcast anymore as far as that goes. It doesn't. The person is smart, intelligent, but the person brings a. I don't want to say it's borderline negative because it's just the tone of the person's voice. And I've learned that over the years that your tone is very important. And because I've listened to this individual in their own broadcasts, replays and stuff like that, I'm sure the individual's probably, we all look at what, people we know that we don't like and we say, what the hell are they doing and stuff like that. That's just human nature, curiosity and stuff like that. It's not, so every once in a while, but seeing this individual I hadn't seen in a while, or heard this individual and haven't heard this individual in a while other than their own broadcasts, just to see how they're doing. And they're doing quite well. And actually the individual that was a little coarse towards Tony is actually doing a lot better and is a good broadcaster as far as that goes. It's just that this individual's sketchy coarseness I don't really like here because I used to be like that. I used to be like I'm always right and stuff like that, and and stuff. And along with the person that hosted this Twitter Spaces and this other, I wish them well. I really do. I just think the one that was a little coarse towards Tony is more successful than the person that hosted. The person that hosted has a tendency, and just my opinion, it just seems like it's shirt tailing off of these other individuals instead of bringing anything of originality to. And the person means well, I guess, but it's just, you got to mix it up. You got to mix it up as far as broadcasting, and that's one of the great gifts that we have of this thing called the internet. Everybody, because it can be a real shithole in here on the internet. Okay, but the the better thing is being able to come up here, express your opinion in a nice way. I don't argue or debate anymore. I'm past that. That's, we just get to the point, we agree to, we disagree. Let's talk about something that we agree with that we can have fun talking about. That's what it's about for me right now. And because I don't want to make this as a, when I broadcast, I don't make it about, I try not to make it about me and my opinion. I do have a very strong opinion on things. I was in the Air Force for 20 years. Anybody that's been in the military that I've ever known, even somebody that's been in the military for 4 years, especially a Marine, if you get it, my kid brother, he was an ex-Marine and very strong-headed. So you got to look at the person's path that they took in life as far as, because it's a big influence on them. And but to be able to have something like this to broadcast to people out there, it's a gift. It truly is a gift. And I think we need to utilize, I just recommend people utilizing these gifts more because I used to be the one where I don't want my face, I don't want my name known. And this day and age, since after COVID, everybody was online and during COVID because we couldn't go anywhere. So this is the new the new shortwave radio, I always call it. Even before COVID, I used to say this is a great way of meeting people, and I have met quite a few people here as far as that goes. And and I always enjoy coming on here talking about that as far as giving my frame of, piece of outlook as far as we travel down the path of what is called life. So let's see, this Tuesday for my Fireman Rich audio podcast, what am I going to talk about? Oh, I saw this one. I was going to talk about it, but I'm going to save it for Tuesday. It's a new spin-off that dramatizes the life of a very, very, this guy, I did talk about him on my audio podcast when it was still the Anchor Morning Audio, and it was about the black African American U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves, and they're going to be doing a Yellowstone spin-off. He was a marshal back in the cowboy days, and so this story I'm saving for Tuesday. So I just preempted it there as far as what I'll be talking about. What's this one? Oh, 4 years after discovering the first Viking ship burial found over 100 years revealed, oh, some lost secrets. Ooh, that might be one I talk about Thursday. That sounds interesting. So there's my plans for this week for audio. Let's see what else is going this week. This week will be it'll be a full week at the day job. I'm getting short, and I've got like less than I've got 4 weeks left, and then I'm all done with being at the day job. I'll have 3 weeks vacation, and then come May time I'll be getting the golden ticket and retiring, and we'll see how that works. And I plan on being here just not a lot, but maybe a little bit more, and or the time I am on, I'll be on a little bit longer than normal in the morning, as far as that goes. So we're in a position, from what the missus tells me, I can take a step back from working, because I've been working pretty steadily for the last 50 years of my life, I guess. And it'll be interesting, and we'll see what happens. So on that front, we'll see what goes. Let's see, yesterday we had the XFL, and I didn't do too good. Let's see, Thursday, here's my list. Let's see, I get my list here. Football is still going strong in the XFL. They're in week 5, and let's see, for the most part, each week I've been doing, well, except week 3, I was 3 losses, 1 win. But for the most part, I've been at 50%. And this is the case. Let's see, Thursday, I wanted the Houston Roughnecks. They lost. Then the Battlehawks. I saw a little bit of their game last night. They lost. I should have watched them. There's NCAA was on last night, but I think it's because I got up too early yesterday morning that I ended up going to bed early. I was sleeping on the couch, taking a nap before going to bed, in a matter of speaking. Let's see, and the Vipers, they won. Oh, wow, they won yesterday? Who did they play? Let's see, Roughnecks lost to the Sea Dragons. So the Roughnecks are 4-1, and the Sea Dragons are 3-2. The Defenders, they're 5-0. They are 5-0 in the XFL Football League. They beat the Battlehawks, and that was in St. Louis. Battlehawks is my favorite team. I like the Battlehawks. And then the game last night, it was in Las Vegas. The Guardians are 0-5, and the Vipers, they ended up getting their first win. So I picked the Vipers, and they won. Okay, and let's see, there is a game tonight. What is the game tonight? The game tonight is the Renegades. They're down there in San Antonio against the San Antonio Brahmas, which is not a chicken, it's a bull. I got to keep on saying that because, and that the logo looks like a bull now. Okay, it just I looked up Brahmas. I guess I googled the wrong thing. I ended up googling. Was it googling? I thought it said bull. It did. It's if I look up Brahmas, let me check that. But anyway, I'm picking the Renegades. They're 2-2, and the Brahmas are 1-3. So it looks like the Washington team is the front runner as far as win losses, and then let's see, Roughnecks, and then in third is the Battlehawks. Those are the top 3. DC Defenders, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and the Houston Roughnecks. But then again, if the Roughnecks lose tonight, they'll be 2-3, and they'll still be in third as far as that goes. So some good XFL. I don't watch I when it first started, I'd watch a full game, but I click in, and unless because there's other stuff I have to do and stuff like that. So, and let's see. So I can't believe this picture. I'm looking on the Surface 3. This picture is a great picture, and you can see down below here. Fireman Rich on Twitter. Tweet on Twitter and have fun. Tweets are my own. I'm a social media observer, social media enthusiast. So that's my name tag as far as that goes. And let's see, at Fireman Rich. That's where I'm at over on Twitter as far as that goes. It's my main point of where you can find all of my links to good stuff that I post. Let's see. Now, last night we did have the NCAA. And my Maryland Terps, that's my alma mater, they lost. They lost to Alabama. I should have watched that game last night. That was pretty much a blowout, 73-51. Alabama being number one. And let's see, this is the first half of the second round. The second half starts today. So let's see. Last night, you had San Diego State beat Furman, which made a major upset in the first round. Duke lost to Tennessee. Tennessee is ranked 4. You had Kansas. No freaking way. Kansas lost last night? Oh my God. Kansas is my favorite team. Kansas lost to Arkansas. So Arkansas is the real deal. Holy crap. Wow. I'm blown away. Okay. The other one that was a loss I already was Houston beat the Auburn team 81-64. So my bracket would have been, I didn't fill out a bracket, but my bracket would have been broken right there. The brackets, that first round, there was a couple upsets that broke a whole bunch of brackets. Probably broke about 65-70% of the brackets on that first round. There were some upsets. And then the second round, there were some upsets. To a 16th seed beat a first round seed. And let's see. And they might be playing, I think they're playing in the second half here because I don't see any 16th seed in these scores from last night. Princeton seeded number 5. How are you doing? Reply. Salamando. Excuse me for a moment. Do I got a Twitter? Something just came across. Let me see. Is Nazim trying to get a hold of us? Let me see something here. Okay, there's something that came over my Twitch Twitch thing there, so I don't see anybody. Okay, we'll get back to the NCAA. Something just sidetracked me here. That's the same about broadcast. You never know what's going to go on when you're doing live. Princeton beat Missouri, which is ranked 7th, and Princeton was number 15th, 78-63. So Princeton's the real deal. Penn State lost to Texas. And let's see, UCLA beat Northwestern. That was seeded 2 for UCLA, number 7 for Northwestern. And of course, the big one for me, Maryland. Maryland is, like I said, my alma mater. I got a lot of my general education through the University of Maryland, a great university. So in the second half for today, we have Pittsburgh playing against Xavier, Kentucky, and Kansas State. That should be a good game. This is starting at 12:10. And let's see, 2:40, you got Kentucky, Kansas State. At 5:15, you got Michigan State and Marquette. That should be a good game, too. I hope that Marquette, I want Marquette. Marquette's one of my teams. Then at 6:10, you got St. Mary's of Cal against the University of Connecticut. I think they almost lost the other night. And okay, you got Creighton over and Baylor playing at 7:10. Here's the game. Here's the 16th seed. You have FDU. What's FDU? Fordham University. FAU basketball. Let me see. Oh, Farlington Dickerson Knights against the Florida Atlantic Owls will be playing. So FDU is a 16 seed playing a 9 seed. If they win, they're the Cinderella team right there, 16 seed. They beat a first, and we were talking about this at the day job. A 16 seed never beat a first seed. Well, here's a case where one did. So that should be a good game. That's tonight at 7:45 local Eastern time, and then you have Miami of Florida, a 5th seed playing Indiana. That should be a good game at 8:40 tonight, Indiana. And then let's see, the last game will be TCU against Gonzaga. Gonzaga is 3rd. So in the Sweet 16, we have Tennessee made it, UCLA, Arkansas beating Kansas, Houston beating Kansas, I guess. No, who did Houston play? Oh, Auburn. And then I guess Alabama's going to be playing San Diego State. And then Princeton's in 16. Oh yeah, they won. So they're in the Sweet 16, and then Texas. So the second half of the second round, those winners will go to the Sweet 16, which the Sweet 16 starts March 23rd, which is Thursday. Will be Thursday. So there we have the NCAA roundup as far as that goes. So let's see, we've been on coming up on 50 minutes. Okay. So what else? This is part of the fun as far as talking about those things, and if there's some interesting articles, news articles. I haven't looked at the news. I try not to look at the news. I do get alerts on my phone and stuff like that. But unless it's really, really important, I mean, there's some stuff going on that I could talk about, but it's not going to change anything. So why talk about it, really? Unless you want to have, if somebody was up here discussing. It looks like the friend that I invited is not going to make it, I guess. So we'll just have to leave it at that as far as I do wish him well. And let's see. I just gotta make sure I copy this as far as when we end the broadcast, I can send him a direct message, maybe next time and stuff. There's always next time. And I do know if our good friend Tony D was here, he'd be up. But this thing about EV Mux that I'm using, I think it has a 2-hour limit as far as I remember. It was either last week or the weekend before. Me and Tony D were talking. We had a good conversation, and I think actually it was. What was that? Let me check my notes. Let's see. I have my notes here. I keep track of all my broadcasts as far as that goes. Let me see here. Let me check. So it was either the 4th. Let's see. Was it the 4th? Saturday morning. Oh, let me check here. Oh, I know how to do it. I'm doing it the wrong way. It's always a better way to skin a cat here. Let's see. No, that's not that. I think the other way was quicker. But it had to be a couple weeks ago that Tony, myself, and our good friend Randy W. Horton were all, and it was the last time I used EV Mux. Well, I can find out right here. Here we go. Let's see. It would have been the 4th. Yeah, I'm just looking. March 4th is, so that was a Saturday broadcast, but it was like almost 3 weeks ago. Let's see. Let me confirm it with my Twitter. As we go down, because I took a snapshot. There's daylight savings time. It's before that. And Twitter keeps me straight as far as it's a great reference back to the timeline as far as what I did here on this thing called the internet. Okay, there's a 6. Okay, and then what, the 5th? That was a Sunday. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was Saturday, March 4th, the Saturday morning coffee. Had Tony D, myself, and Randy W. Horton. It was the last time when and I know if Tony was here, he broadcast last night, I believe. He did his music broadcast and he put it over there on Mixcloud, I believe. And as far as that goes, and I guess he produces some music, his music broadcasts here on Twitch, but I don't think he keeps it on Twitch. He ends up transferring that over to, he broadcasts, I think he uses Restream. He broadcasts it to Twitch, but also to YouTube and also to Mixcloud, because he is a pro user because he pays for it now, and he wants to use that, and I think that's a good format for Tony as far as that goes, and the like. And let me see if I can see his. I go to my. I have used Mixcloud. Mixcloud is a good platform, but I haven't of recent because you can only keep. You have to have more than 10 broadcasts on. You have to be in the pro version as far as that goes. And yeah, I got some alerts here. Let's see. Mixcloud published a new post, app improvement, PayPal, and copyright. Mixcloud was Tony D. Let's see, Tony D. I'm over on my Mixcloud, mixcloud.com/Rich Roberts. And is that that's the old platform. I think I'm using Fireman Rich now on the newer one. Let's see. Let me get back to let's see, my desktop, my profile. Let's see. Yeah, Fireman Rich. Mixcloud. See, the old one, I can't use it anymore. And I don't want to put any of the broadcasts that I have on that platform in a draft state, because you can only show 10. So I'm just leaving that. I made up a new Mixcloud channel. It's mixcloud.com. Oh, that's not the right one. What the hell? My dashboard. Let's see. Fireman Rich profile. Oh, let me see. Let me make sure I got the right one. Let's see. Rich Rethink Audio. Is it that one? I got 2 of them. Let me check them here real quick. Okay, that's the old one. Okay. And the new one, because it has that mountain from Australia that I'd like to visit there. I don't think I'll ever visit it. Let's see. It's got to be the second link there. Rethink. Okay, this is... no, that's not it either. Let me try this. No, so it has to be that one. Huh. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look at this. I definitely have to look at this. But let's see. Let's check the followers. And there's Tony D. He has 40 followers. He has the little star there, and he has Tony D Live that he posted up 10 hours ago. So last night. He does have an updated broadcast over there on mixcloud.com/Tony dash DANDRIDGE. Okay, so there's Tony, and let's see, who's he following? Let's see which one is he following of me? I think he said he's following me. Oh, there's the Fireman Rich one right there. I knew I had fire. Oh, you know what? Okay, it's Fireman. Okay, it's my new Mixcloud. Okay, I figured it out. It's the mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts, and I have Fireman Rich here. I have the Fire Steam, and I got two broadcasts. I have them, let's see, 17 December 2002 and 21 January 2023. So I need to get a broadcast. That's the newer one. So why is it? Let me see. Let's see what this one takes me to. Rethink. And that's not the one I want. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. So I'll leave that up there. I have to change the link. Yeah, my new one is mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts, and it's it has a Fireman Rich here with the red suspenders when I used to do that aircraft rescue firefighting, and I've got two newer. And I haven't done it. I won't be. I used to do it like every Tuesday. It was the wannabe radio DJ that I am and stuff like that. So, but check that out. Check out Tony D's, and I think he would be appreciative of that. So, but we're coming up on 1 hour. We're at 59 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and cue our outro. We're going to keep this to an hour and get our day started. We may come back later for back here on Twitch for some gameplay, as far as that goes, and we'll see how that works out. Right there, Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter, where I tote myself as a social media observer, social media enthusiast. I got it right there. I don't have to think about it. But this has been a good start to our day. Hashtag positive start today. Hashtag PSTTD. And sun's starting to come out. So I might have to put the solar panel back out. All right, folks. You all have a great one wherever you may be on this big blue marble. This is Rich Roberts. Again, at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter. Fireman Rich here on the Twitch. And thank you, Eve Bucks, for the use of the platform. And we'll be talking to you again. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you very much as well. And it's greatly appreciated as far as that goes. Thank you. All right, folks. We'll see you again in the next broadcast. Ciao for now. Take care.